Saturn conjunct the Bitcoin Blackrock ETF. The last time we had this specific astrology transit hit the Bitcoin Blackrock ETF chart was right here, April 7th. Look at what we got. We got a big dump. Now, we also actually did get a rebound, so there is a tiny bit of hope. But this is exactly what's happening here. Let's see. I got to make sure you can see everything. So this planet Saturn is going right directly over the Neptune here. Now, this is the IBIT Bitcoin Blackrock ETF chart based on when they released the ETF. The astrology has been quite correlated with the actual Bitcoin price. I just showed you what happened on April 7th. We had this transit hit exactly. Saturn conjuncted the Bitcoin Blackrock Neptune, and we got that big dump. It's happening again, guys. In fact, it's happening right now. So we're getting another dump again. We got one back here. We're getting another dump. The potentially bad news is that this transit is going to continue for a certain amount of days. All right, so let's take a look. Saturn. So Saturn can bring big contractions. Coupled with Neptune, when it conjuncts Neptune, can bring a lot of confusion in the markets. We're seeing that. We're seeing a lot of confusion. People are now, now some people are saying that's the end of the bull run, or it absolutely could be. Others are saying we're just getting started. So we're getting this major Neptune confusion, and we are getting the Saturn contraction on the day of. All right, you can't make this stuff up, guys. If you believe in astrology, you get it. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing watching this channel, but we are getting the contraction and the confusion with Neptune. Now, we're going to go days ahead, and this planet Saturn was retrograding. Well, it's retrograding right now, but look, watch. It's a red 25 number right there, and it's going to turn white. So it's going to go direct. And the problem with that is it's going to go again. It's going to pass over that Neptune. Actually, let's go back. It's going to pass right over that Neptune exactly a third and final time. The first time was April 7th. Then we're having it today right now, and Bitcoin's dumping. And we're getting it again December 8th. So we are not out of the woods. And if we look at it from this chart here, it shows how long this transit is in orbit, how long it's within a couple degrees. And this is going all the way out to January. It's in orb right now. It's been in orb since November 2nd. And it's going to stay in orb. So basically, the effects of this transit are going to continue all the way to January 2nd. All right, so this is concerning, guys. I don't know if you need a sign from the universe, like, here is a sign. Like, this is not looking very good. This is why I'm in 50% cash right now. I repeat, 50% cash. All right, let's see what else we got here. And then we have Jupiter opposing the Bitcoin Blackrock moon, and that's not good. That can be major volatility, but it could go in the negative direction. Jupiter usually brings expansion, but when it's opposing the moon, it could kill our optimism. And then it's getting another opposition, Jupiter opposing the sun, which could kill more optimism. Could bring more unluck into the markets. January 5th. So, man, we're not seeing any major positive transits here. Now, I know, in fact, we're seeing very negative transits. So this could, guys, I have to say, this could be the end of the bull market for now. All right. So, and, check in with yourself. So check in with your intuition. Check in with your intellect. I mean, and it's important to seize the moment, to take action. That's why I took action. I took out 50% of my portfolio. I did do that a couple weeks ago, and I've been telling you guys over and over. I seized the moment, you know, because I remember in the last bull market, I didn't seize the moment as well. And I had to watch my portfolio go down, 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 down. And nobody wants to see that. It's traumatic. You know, if this is your first time around, it sucks. So, you know, you want to protect your capital if you agree and you believe we're going down. Now, you know, throughout the last couple of years, I've been looking, you know, mainly at the Bitcoin astrology chart, not the Blackrock. But honestly, I mean, ever since the Bitcoin Blackrock ETF launched, the astrology has been more correlated with the Bitcoin Blackrock ETF astrology than the original Bitcoin astrology. And that makes a lot of sense because this is the first time, you know, BlackRock and Wall Street have really gotten involved in a major way, and they're changing the whole game. And that's why we haven't seen the typical Bitcoin cycle. Things have been different this cycle. You know, we got an all-time high. Well, didn't we get it? You know, things have been happening differently. We got an all-time high before the Bitcoin halving. You know, we haven't gotten major euphoria. We haven't gotten a major altcoin run. Things are very, very different. That's because BlackRock and, you know, the big boys have gotten involved. So the astrology has been much more correlated with the Bitcoin BlackRock ETF chart ever since they launched that last year. So, big hint there. In terms of where we're at now, there's these huge liquidity gaps starting at 91,000, and it goes all the way down to potentially 85,000. So, definitely a chance we could get down there as well. I wouldn't be surprised. In the meantime, we could get a little pump up to 100K maybe. It's certainly possible. I wouldn't be surprised, but man, I wouldn't be surprised either way because this is not my first rodeo. I've seen Bitcoin just continue to dump, especially in a bear market. It'll just keep going, 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 going until everybody gives up. So it's brutal, and you don't want to be sitting here through a bear market. Trust me, it's not fun. But follow your strategy. If you're just here to hold, then why are you even watching this video? You should just keep on holding. But if you want to take advantage of some swing trades and not lose your money, you know, that's what I'm doing. All right, what else do I want to cover? Yeah, we got the... what else? So then we have the change in global liquidity chart, and let's look at the updated numbers here. So this shows a potential, a potential low. Let me go to the cleaner chart. A potential low right here, December 13th, which is right around the second time that we get the conjunction. Yeah, it's right very close to the 9th where we get this Saturn conjunct the IBIT Neptune. And then it actually does get an uptick. So the change in global liquidity does get an uptick all the way to February potentially. So if we do get an extended cycle, you know, that we could start going up, you know, perhaps December to start of February. And with this 77-day offset, we don't get further data after that yet, but I'll keep you updated. So definitely subscribe to get those updates. We're also getting this cross from the 50-week moving average and the 200-day moving average. And that's a concern. Either that marks, you know, could mark the end of the bull market, or it's marking a buy the dip opportunity. Yeah, so really interesting. There is a chance I will buy the dip, but I'm waiting closer towards mid-December when we get the second Saturn transit, in hopes that, yeah, crypto will follow this global liquidity line. It has, you know, so far it's followed it quite closely. We get a 78% correlation in the last 90 days. It's quite good. So if we continue following it, then we will get a move up December to beginning of February. But there's always a chance it does not follow this line because historically it doesn't always follow it exactly. All the way back here, June 2021, we had the peak in global liquidity and Bitcoin still went off on another run. So it can definitely, and that was arguably possibly market manipulation to throw everybody off. So there is definite possibilities of market manipulation. It might not go the way we think. Everybody thought we were going to the moon in November, and what happens? We just fall off a cliff. Not surprised, when the crowd or everyone in the crowd thinks we're going one way, it usually goes the opposite. Okay. So, yep, we're getting this very negative Saturn transit conjuncting Neptune all the way to December 9th, but it stays in orb all the way till January. So, man, I mean, downside could continue. It's certainly possible. I will let you guys know if I buy the dip in December, so definitely subscribe and stay tuned in future videos. But man, we are hanging out at 95,000. We might get a little pump up to 100K. It's certainly possible. But man, I'm not sitting here being super optimistic. There could be further downside into the 80Ks, even into the 70Ks, because if we get any dump like we did in 2021, where we got a sizable dump, 55% dump, and that wasn't even the end of the official bull market peak. Man, if we went that far, if we went that far, then we would go all the way down to, oh my God, 56K. So I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but I'm saying that's possible. Gosh, that would be brutal. Oh my gosh. The positive thing is that the global liquidity isn't going down that much. I mean, this is the change in global liquidity. Bitcoin is already, arguably, it looks like Bitcoin's already gone down more than this global liquidity line. So the light at the end of the tunnel, that is that perhaps there could be an up move after December, but we'll have to wait and see if to wait for that confirmation. So I'll let you guys know what I decide to do, keep you guys updated. Let's see if we have any comments. Let's see. Okay. What's the point of looking at ETFs transit charts? I explained that because the ETFs have changed the crypto game. Bitcoin is actually going up now, looking for shorting opportunities. How high will Bitcoin go before it corrects further? I don't know. Perhaps 100K or 103, I would think, but not financial advice. You got to make your own financial decisions. I'm not a financial advisor. You could lose your money. There's like a million different ETFs to pick from. Thoughts on Saturn retrograde shadow period for risk assets as a whole. I've looked at Saturn retrograde transits. It's tough. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. It's very tricky to predict with Saturn. It's not really a great indicator, in my opinion. Going up into January, February correlates with how last cycle Bitcoin got its top for the cycle, heading into the second lunar eclipse of the lunar cycle. My guess is we could potentially have that same effect. Yeah. Yep. That's definitely possible. Heading into this cycle's third lunar eclipse. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, let's review that. So yeah, we do have this total lunar eclipse on March 4th, which is usually quite bearish. We got a dump in the March total lunar eclipse, and then it's these blue vertical lines. We got, I think, a fake out on the September total lunar eclipse. We got a fake out because it faked us out to go into a new all-time high right there, and then it fell off a cliff after. So let me clean this up a little bit. Then if we look at the last cycle, look for the blue vertical lines. We did get one blue vertical line total lunar eclipse. We got a massive dump. I mean, just absolutely horrendous dump here in May 2021. 53% dump on that total lunar eclipse. But then we had a total solar eclipse or a total annular eclipse, which usually is bullish. and it became a buy the dip opportunity, and we got a nice big run up. So yeah, what you're saying is that perhaps we could get a repeat of that, where maybe we head down a bit more. It's almost one or two things. Either we keep heading down until that total lunar eclipse, which would be brutal, or we start rebounding pretty soon, the next few weeks, and we rebound into those eclipses. Yeah, it's tough to say exactly, but the global liquidity line hints that we could get a rebound. So I'm actually a bit more optimistic than I thought I was going to sound in this video. But first, we got to get through these Saturn transits. I mean, these could bring more downside, but we'll see. We'll see if we can get a bounce from here. I'll keep you updated in the days and weeks to come. So definitely smash the subscribe button. Rahul says short at 104K or short at 115. I can't tell you what to do, but I think the first one. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video. Trying to keep these videos a bit shorter and to the point. All right, much love everybody. Talk to you soon.